Hello, Culture Shapers. I just wanted to wrap up week one of Module 1 and welcome you to week 2. It was great learning more about you, both at the synchronous session, but also through the VoiceThread introductions. Thank you so much for taking the time to do those and for sharing some personal things about yourself as well as some professional experiences that you've had along your educational and leadership journey. So if you haven't contributed yet to the VoiceThreads, please ask you to do that. Also enjoyed the discussions. They were very engaging, and thank you so much for connecting with your classmates through the discussion forum. Just want to highlight just a couple of the contributions that stuck out to me. Katie and Courtney both talked about the importance of relationships, authentic relationships in building school culture. And that is absolutely true because we must have relationships that are built on trust and mutual consideration of one another. Without these kind of relationships, much of what we do in schools or in any organization is transactional. But as educators, we should really be focused on transforming the lives of others. So thank you so much, Katie and Courtney, for those contributions. Kimberly and Sierra talked about communication and how communication is key in the work of culture shaping for the principal. And I've often heard Rick DeFore, who's done a lot of work in educational culture, he talks about principals being the chief storytellers of our school. And it's so important that principals connect what we are doing in our schools through communication and sharing that with our students, with our parents, and with our staff at large. Gina talked about assessing culture and how you must consider a global approach to assessing culture. In other words, you must look at things from a holistic perspective gradually over a period of time. Culture isn't developed instantaneously, nor is it assessed instantaneously. And Christopher and Scott talked about the importance of talking to many different people in order to assess the culture. We must talk to teachers as well as students. And I might even add here that it's important to talk to parents and the community members when we are seeking to assess and understand what aspects of our culture are going well and those that may need some attention. Now, Malia also talked about something that very interesting that happens sometimes in school cultures, and that is there can be divisions. Now, specifically the one that she talked about in her school was the difference between tag and no tag. So those students who were a part of the Gifted and Talented program as well as those who were not, and that really was a division in the school. Those divisions can occur in many, many different ways. It can be those who are college bound versus those who are not. It can be those who are athletic and those who are not. So as culture shapers, as principals, it's really important that we be aware of the divisions and try to eliminate those gaps. And then one of my favorite comments, because it's a personal principle of mine, and that came from Asha. She talked about the fact that reflection is so important in the work of assessing culture, but also managing culture. And I believe that reflection is fuel for growth. So as leaders, I think it's one of the most powerful things that we can do is pause and take time to reflect on what's going on in our school, what's going on with our leadership. Now, as we close out this week and begin a new week, I just want to remind you that for your discussions, you should make your initial post by Wednesday at midnight so that your classmates have an opportunity to respond. And you should be making 3 posts to your classmates throughout the remainder of the week. Now, the discussion modules aren't graded until the end of the whole module. So even though I look at it week to week, I don't post the grade until after the module has completed. Now, I would like to remind you of a few things, and that is that please make sure that you are discussing choosing one of the prompts and discussing with your classmates your choice for the prompt. Also due at the end of this week is the School Culture Survey and Analysis Part A, so please make sure that you're working on that. Also, just a note about your field experience hours. In the course site, if you click on that particular assignment, it will give you some options to choose for selecting your field experiences for this course. Now, you must choose 4 out of 5 in order to get to your 10 hours, and one of those must be the PD option in order to achieve the 10 hours that you're expected to achieve during this course. For each experience, you complete a field experience report, and that is for each particular field experience, and you're going to save these reports for your internship. You'll also need those. And lastly, we will have our next synchronous session on November 8th at 6 p.m. And I apologize, there were a couple snafus in the course site with the times for the synchronous session as far as the dates. The dates and times that I posted in the announcement section are accurate. So have a great rest of Module 1, and I can't wait to see you again on November 8th.